Hey, lovely viewers, welcome back to The Simpsons 24 Hours. I'm your host, and today we've got an incredibly jam-packed video full of amazing news from Springfield. We are talking about a mind-blowing, fan-made retro Simpsons TV that actually works, a massive tease about a hit-and-run revival directly from the executive producer, and the historic 800th episode, plus, a shocking revelation about how the show literally saved the life of one of its biggest stars. Footage of the 3D printed Simpsons TV, zooming in on the knobs and screen. First up, I am convinced that 3D printers and tinkerers are pure magic. An incredibly creative fan has built a fully functional, miniature Simpsons-style TV, and it is blowing the internet's mind. This awesome little device is powered by a Raspberry Pi 4B with 2 gigs of RAM, and the builder housed it inside a custom 3D printed shell that looks exactly like the iconic television set from The Simpsons' living room. But here is the best part, it's not just a prop. It actually works. The creator used a cheap HDMI screen meant for car dashboards specifically to keep that classic 4:3 aspect ratio, giving you that authentic 1990s viewing experience. It features 4 live channels that constantly run episodes from the first 11 seasons. When you turn the physical knob to change the channel, it actually plays that nostalgic static animation from the show. And the detail is insane. One knob controls volume and acts as a push-to-mute button. The other changes channels and turns off the screen. But wait, there's a toggle switch on the back. Flip it, and this tiny TV becomes a retro gaming machine. Playing retro games on a tiny Simpsons TV? Yes, please. Let me know in the comments if you'd buy one of these, because I know I would. Speaking of gaming, calling all fans of The Simpsons, hit and run. We might just have a glimmer of hope for a revival. Executive producer and showrunner Matt Selman recently spoke to People magazine, and he had a 3-word message for fans begging for a remake: never say never. Selman, who helped write the game back in his 20s, said he had no idea it would become such a cult classic. He recalled the intense behind-the-scenes battle they had during development. Since Grand Theft Auto 3 had just come out, Selman and the team fought hard for players to be able to get in and out of the cars. The developers were totally against it at first, but the writers won that battle, and thank goodness they did. Now, while nothing is set in stone, Selman acknowledges the fan demand. Interestingly, though, when asked what his personal favorite Simpsons game was, he chose the 2007 title The Simpsons Game, calling it an innovative love letter to video games. Which game would you rather see remastered? Hit and Run or The Simpsons Game? Drop your thoughts down below. Now, onto television history. The Simpsons just achieved something unthinkable, airing its milestone 800th episode. Titled Irrational Treasure, the episode featured awesome celeb cameos from Quinta Brunson, Kevin Bacon, and more. But hitting 800 episodes is more than just a TV record, it's been life-changing for the cast. In a shocking new interview, Yardley Smith, the iconic voice of Lisa Simpson, revealed how the show literally saved her life. Smith shared that she suffered a horrific neck injury, separating her C5 and C6 spinal levels like a cigar cutter. Her spinal cord was almost snapped, and she said she nearly died. Because of her job on The Simpsons, having filmed 600 episodes by that point, she had incredible health insurance, a financial cushion, and most importantly, time. She was able to dedicate over a year full-time to her recovery without the stress of losing her livelihood. She called it a luxury and an extreme example of the gifts the job has given her. Nancy Cartwright, the voice of Bart, echoed those sentiments, saying the show gave her the freedom to raise a family, write books, and launch a non-profit. To celebrate this 800-episode milestone, fans and critics have been revisiting some of the show's golden age masterpieces. From the operatic, rake-stepping genius of Cape Fear in Season 5, to the Conan O'Brien-penned chaos of Marge vs. the Monorail. People are also looking back at the controversial, stream-banned, Stark Raving Dad, and the brilliantly structured Trilogy of Error from Season 12. It really is the perfect time to fire up your Disney Plus subscription and binge the classics. What is your absolute favorite episode of all time? Let's start a massive discussion in the comments. Well, that is a wrap on today's Simpsons news. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you loved these updates, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our daily Simpsons content. 5. Marge Be Not Proud, 1995, Season 7/Episode 11. Not every classic relies on big satire. When Bart is caught shoplifting before Christmas, Marge's quiet disappointment cuts deeper than any punishment. The episode explores guilt, parental trust and emotional distance in a way few animated comedies dared at the time. 6. Mountain of Madness, 1997, Season 8/Episode 12. Homer and Mr. Burns trapped together in a snowed-in cabin? Yes, please. During a corporate retreat gone wrong, the bitter boss and his most incompetent employee must rely on each other to survive. The episode distills one of television's greatest antagonistic relationships into a claustrophobic comedy about pride, ego, and survival. 7. The Way We Was, 1991, Season 2/Episode 12. Before the chaos, there was young love. In this flashback episode, Homer and Marge tell the story of how they met in high school. It's awkward, sweet, and surprisingly sincere. The episode helped establish that beneath the satire, the series always had a beating heart centered on a flawed but enduring marriage. With its 800th episode airing Sunday, February 15th on Fox, The Simpsons continues to evolve while honoring its legacy. And for those who want to revisit the classics, or binge the entire run, all seasons of The Simpsons are available to stream with a Disney Plus subscription. 800 episodes in, Springfield still isn't done. 57. The Simpsons predictions that came true, are the writers time travelers, or are they related to Nostradamus? The Simpsons never disappoints viewers with its eerie Simpsons predictions that ring true years later. The Simpsons family is made up of several characters, but the main characters are Homer, voiced by Dan Castellaneta, Marge, voiced by Julie Kavner, Lisa, voiced by Yardley Smith, Bart, voiced by Nancy Cartwright, and Maggie. Each episode is filled with the Simpsons family interacting with other residents of Springfield, including guest stars who appeared in some episodes of The Simpsons. Yet what intrigues viewers is how some events were predicted by The Simpsons writers at least 5 years before they happened. So, what did The Simpsons predict? Could it be that The Simpsons really predicts world events, or is the world just following The Simpsons script? With more than 3 decades on the air, the long-running sitcom continues to deliver creative, sharp, and surprisingly prescient storylines that echo its beloved classic Simpsons seasons. There's no doubt that the wild narratives from more recent seasons will be added to the growing Simpsons predictions list. There's no telling exactly which ones will come true in the coming years. The best Simpsons predictions aren't just shocking, they're also often strange, funny, and somehow make sense all at the same time. With its story featuring Lisa exploring her future in a fortune-telling booth at a Renaissance fair, Season 6's Lisa's Wedding is understandably a popular episode for The Simpsons predictions. The 1995 released episode journeys to the near future of 2010 to explore Lisa's love story with university classmate Hugh Parkfield, Mandy Patinkin, with one of the more superfluous gags being the Rolling Stones' Steel Wheelchair Tour 2010 poster on the wall in a dorm room. At the time of the episode's release, the Rolling Stones had been a global phenomenon for upwards of 30 years, and the band members were well into their 50s, so the joke of them still being a powerhouse 15 years later struck many as an absurdist jape at the age of the musicians. It is now 30 years since Lisa's Wedding premiered and, while drummer and founding member Charlie Watts passed away in 2021, the rest of the group continue to perform live and release new music. 56. Lemon Tree Robbery. Lemon of Troy, Season 6, Episode 24. Another precognitive episode from The Simpsons' 6th season, Lemon of Troy, unfolds as Homer and Bart work together to retrieve Springfield's prized lemon tree when it is stolen by kids from Shelbyville. Ranging from its basic premise to key details in Homer and Bart's plan, the episode stands as a playful parody of Helen of Troy, but it became known for its predictive prowess when an eerily similar and strange theft took place in 2013. The bizarre robbery took place in Houston and Texas, where a burglar dug up someone's lemon tree and made off with it, leaving the owner stumped and with a gaping hole in her garden. While there have been a few pretty perplexing, profound, and outright petrifying predictions that have come to fruition in the years since, the lemon tree robbery of Texas 2013 remains one of the most peculiar The Simpsons got right. 55. Japanese PM eats Fukushima fish. 2 cars in every garage and 3 eyes on every fish. Season 2, Episode 4 Japanese Prime Minister eats fish doesn't necessarily stand as the most shocking news headline of all time, but the circumstances around the politician's pescatarian feast are eerily similar to what was depicted in the 4th episode of The Simpsons' 2nd season. While the episode features Mr. Burns running to be governor, the integral part of the episode, as far as predictions go, revolves around his being challenged to eat a 3-eyed fish found downstream of his nuclear power plant to prove he hasn't been contaminating the water. In 2023, Japanese PM Fumio Kishida, along with several ministers, ate seafood fished from the Fukushima coast as a public display that the water there was safe following the discharge of treated radioactive water from a nearby nuclear power plant. While the real-life demonstration didn't end quite like it did in The Simpsons, with Mr. Burns unable to eat the fish, therefore proving his guilt, the episode still stands as an eerily accurate prediction of political posturing and paranoia surrounding the byproduct of nuclear energy. 54. The Shard. Lisa's Wedding, Season 6, Episode 19, 1995. Many characters from fan-favorite shows will travel to London for its iconic sights, and The Simpsons is no different. One of these trips comes with a strange prediction, as Lisa's future is predicted, and a flash-forward portrays her meeting with a fellow university student named Hugh Parkfield during a trip to London. A blink-and-you'll-miss-it shot shows a familiar-looking pointy building behind Tower Bridge, which is recognizable to many London locals and tourists who know it today as the Shard. The only issue? The Shard hadn't been built yet at the time the episode aired, as it would only start being constructed in 2009, making its spot on location and silhouette just a few of the weird predictions from this particular 1995 episode. Of course, that may be reading too much into a random building drawn by one of the artists from the show, but it's fun to see it that way anyway. 53. Ferrets as toy poodles. Papa's Got a Brand New Badge, Season 13, Episode 22, 2002.